What if I told you there's someone who has mastered turning epic losses into strategic masterpieces? A guru who spins defeat into victory not by learning from his mistakes, but by basically refusing to admit they were mistakes in the first place. We're about to explore the hilarious and weirdly inspiring world of Donald Trump, the undisputed champion of God-tier confidence. Stick around, because you're gonna learn the one bizarre trick he uses to stay on top, no matter what reality is screaming at him. More importantly, you'll see how you can use this psychological hack to turn your own oops moments into unstoppable momentum. Because if this guy can stay this confident, what's your excuse? So, how does he actually do it? We've boiled the Trump method down into 3 powerful, if morally questionable steps. Step 1. It's not a failure, it's a genius move. This is the absolute foundation of the whole philosophy. You never, ever admit you failed. Instead, you rebrand the failure as a brilliant, calculated decision. The best examples are his reactions to his various criminal accusations. For most people, a federal allegation would be a career-ending catastrophe. For Trump, it was a badge of honor and a fundraising opportunity. Facing charges for mishandling classified documents, he didn't express regret, he reframed the entire situation. He told supporters it was a horrible thing for this country, but then immediately added, "But the only good thing about it is it's driven my poll numbers way up." See what he did there? It wasn't a personal feeling. A corrupt establishment attempted to stop him, which in turn proved how much of a threat he is to them. He successfully rebranded a moment of profound legal jeopardy into proof of his own power and importance, turning a negative into a rallying cry for his base. While others would see a crisis, he presented it as a genius political maneuver. Okay, don't go around celebrating legal troubles, but you can apply the principle. Did you burn dinner? No, you created a spontaneous Cajun-blackened delicacy. Did your presentation have a typo on every slide? You were just testing your team's attention to detail. It wasn't a mistake, it was a calculated imperfection. Step 2. Be your own biggest fan. Next, you have to relentlessly praise yourself using vague, over-the-top positive language that no one can really disprove. Trump's rally speeches and social media posts are a masterclass in this. Everything is tremendous, fantastic, huge, beautiful, or the best ever. At his rallies, he'll often read from a list of his own accomplishments, framing them in the most grandiose terms possible. He has claimed to have created the best stock market in history and to have done more in his first 2 years than any other administration in history. This tactic relies on what he once called truthful hyperbole, an innocent form of exaggeration that's also a very effective form of promotion. Even after the 2020 election, faced with a loss, his statements weren't of concession, but of overwhelming victory. He claimed he had easily won and that a big red wave had occurred. By constantly repeating these superlatives, he creates a bubble of perceived success that is difficult to penetrate with facts. How you can use this? Stop underselling yourself. That report you finished wasn't okay. It was a tremendously successful undertaking. Those vacation photos you posted aren't nice. They show a truly fantastic and beautiful journey. Be your own hype machine. If you say it with enough conviction, other people start to believe it, and more importantly, you start to believe it. Step 3. If the facts are against you, discredit the facts. This is the final and most critical step. When a failure is so obvious that you can't rebrand it or hype your way out of it, you just deny reality itself. You don't just deny the failure, you attack the source of the information that proves you failed. We've seen this consistently in his speeches and online commentary. When faced with negative press or legal trouble, the issue isn't the substance of the claims, it's that the system is rigged, the media is fake news, or his opponents are leading a witch hunt. After the 2020 election, as media outlets called the race, he insisted that legal votes decide who is president, not the news media. By creating an alternate reality where he is the victim of a massive conspiracy, he never has to confront the simple fact of a loss. His confidence is bulletproof, because in his version of the story, he never lost. He simply had his rightful victory stolen. It's an incredible psychological shield. If you can convince yourself that any evidence of your failure is fake, then you are, by definition, incapable of failing. Your ego becomes an impenetrable fortress. So how you can use this? Did you get a bad performance review? Clearly, your boss just doesn't get your genius. Did you come in dead last in your fantasy football league? It's not because you made terrible picks. The whole league conspired against you. It's not you, it's them. Always. So there you have it. The one weird trick to unbreakable confidence is to build a mental fortress where failure literally can't get in. You rebrand your losses as genius moves, you hype yourself with bulletproof praise, and you build a reality distortion field that deflects any inconvenient facts. Now, am I seriously telling you to live your life this way? Probably not. Leaving a trail of legal battles and questioning democratic processes is generally frowned upon, but there is a kernel of genius in all this madness. The takeaway isn't to become a person who denies reality, it's to realize that confidence is to a huge extent a story, and you are the one holding the pen. You don't have to let your failures write your story for you. You have the power to reframe them. You can choose to see a mistake not as a final judgment, but as a weird-looking stepping stone. You can choose to be your own biggest fan, even when things aren't perfect. So here's my challenge for you. Find one failure from your past week, no matter how small. Maybe you messed up a recipe, were late for something, or just fumbled a conversation. Now, using these steps, reframe it. Jump into the comments and share your funniest or most creative rebrand. Let's turn our collective bloopers into a library of strategic masterpieces. And if you enjoyed this little breakdown of unconventional success, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have plenty more weirdly inspiring stories coming your way. Now go out there and fail upward.